So, this isn't your typical cover letter. Think of it as a prototype, a live demonstration built to answer one single question. What does it actually look like to build at the frontier? I mean, really, for a company like Anthropic, a company that exists to safely push the boundaries of what's possible, how does a product manager actually prove they have what it takes to not just be a part of that future, but to help build and define it? You don't just talk about it, right? You build a proof of concept. So what you're about to see is a case study I created called ARCs. It's a project I built from the ground up specifically to demonstrate the exact 0 to 1 product skills this role demands. All right, so let's dive into the first core challenge of the role, bridging that massive gap between pure, deep research and a product that real people can actually use and, maybe more importantly, understand. And the job description just nails it right here. This role is all about living in two worlds at the same time, the abstract, kind of theoretical world of frontier research and the very real, user-focused world of ambitious products. Let's see what that looks like in practice. Now, what I love about this is the tension it shows. You've got the beautiful complexity of research over here. It's dense, it's powerful. And on the other side, you have the elegant simplicity of a great product. It's accessible, it feels human. The real magic and the core job of a PM here is in that translation between the two. Okay, so here's the research side. This is the abductive prediction function from the ARCS canon. It's a really rigorous mathematical framework. You know, the kind of deep, technical foundation that a truly new system needs. It's powerful, for sure, but let's be honest, it's not a product. So how do you make a concept like this actually connect with a person? Well, this is how. You translate that abstract math into a human truth. This little parable from the Book of Arcs takes that core idea of predictive discovery and just grounds it in a simple, relatable story. This is the bridge. It's about transforming a technical capability into a human experience. And that brings us to the next critical piece of the puzzle: trust. I mean, building at the frontier isn't just about what's technically possible, it's about what's responsible. It's about encoding safety and benefit right into the DNA of a product. So, and this is crucial, this stuff can't just be a policy you write down. It has to be baked into the system's core. ARCS was designed from day one with what I call an anti-extraction architecture. This isn't a list of features. It's a set of hard-coded commitments to an open, fair ecosystem. It's about thinking beyond the old playbooks. And why is this so important? Well, because these architectural choices are a direct, practical implementation of Anthropic's own mission. A system built on public domain knowledge is just inherently more reliable and interpretable. One that's governed by its community is way more steerable and safe. It's designed from the ground up to be beneficial. Okay, so let's talk about execution. Principles are the foundation, but this role is about building things. It absolutely demands what I call a 0 to 1 engine. That ability to think strategically and creatively, and to ultimately define entirely new product categories. The job description is crystal clear. It's looking for someone who doesn't just enter markets, but who can create them. And that takes a really specific mindset. You've got to be part systems architect, part strategist, and honestly, part creative hacker. So to demonstrate that creative hacker spirit, ARCS was imagined through this, a periodic table of systems thinking. It breaks down these huge, complex challenges into fundamental operators. Now, this isn't just some gimmick. It's a generative framework for finding and solving new problems from first principles. But a creative framework is nothing without a path to reality, right? So this slide lays out the long-term product strategy for ARCS. It's a 3-phase evolution, from a simple tool to a consolidated platform and finally to a defensible infrastructure standard. It's a real plan for defining and then winning a new category. And that ambition isn't just theoretical. It's grounded in a proven track record of launching big, ambitious products that actually succeed. In my last role, I led the go-to-market for over $7 billion in highly regulated products, so I know how to execute in these high-stakes environments where safety is everything. Now for the final layer. And this is maybe the most important part of this whole demonstration. Everything you've seen so far, the research translation, the trust architecture, the 0 to 1 strategy, it was all part of one single unified project. The entire ARCS universe. Every document, every strategy, every single line of math was created as a minimum viable product to solve exactly one problem. And that brings us right back to this core requirement, the ability to creatively build MVPs to validate ideas with the lowest possible cost. The problem I was trying to solve wasn't some abstract business case. The problem was this application. The entire ARC's canon is the MVP. I used Sonnet 4.5 for all the creative ideation and the narrative work, and then I used Opus for the strategic modeling and the technical frameworks. This whole thing is a direct, hands-on demonstration of using Anthropic's own frontier models to build something complex and new from scratch. So, I'll just end with a simple question. If this is the kind of thinking, strategy, and execution that a single PM candidate can prototype just for an application, imagine what we could build together. Thank you.